Now I want to discuss the remaining part of the paper mechanics paper 4 from question number 5 to question number 7. Question number 1 to question number 4 I have already discussed in earlier lectures. So we should move to question number 5. This is P is threaded on a fixed smooth horizontal rod AB. Three horizontal forces of magnitude 4.5 Newton, 7.5 Newton and F Newton acts on the P. See in the diagram. Given that the three forces are in equilibrium, find the values of N theta. First, I have drawn all the component forces of these three main forces. The component forces of F Newton force are horizontal component is F cos theta and vertical component is F sin theta. In this way, the horizontal component of 4.5 is 4.5 cos 20 and vertical component is 4.5 sin 20. And the final force 7.5 Newton, the horizontal component of 7.5 Newton is 7.5 cos 60 and vertical is 7.5 sin 60. The components of both forces 4.5 and 7.5 are on the same side, left hand side of the ring P. Now, according to the law of equilibrium, the forces along x-axis are taken as the sum of all the forces acting on x-axis should be 0. It means the forces acting on right hand side should be equal to the sum of the forces acting on the left hand side. So F cos theta right hand component is equal to 4.5 cos 20 plus 7.5 cos 60. So F cos theta is equal to 7.98, which is equation number 1. The same way, now we take the vertical forces along y-axis. There are two forces, vertical forces, which are acting upward and one force is acting downward. So F sin theta plus 4.5 sin 20, the forces which acting upward in the y-axis, is equal to 7.5 sin 60, which is acting downward in the y-axis. So according to law of equilibrium, the forces along positive y-axis should be equal to the sum of the forces along negative y-axis. In this way, I find F sin theta is equal to 7.5 sin 60 minus 4.5 sin 20. So F sin theta is equal to 4.96. Now dividing equation number 2 by 1, I get that tan theta is equal to 4.96 over 7.98. Theta is equal to tan inverse 4.96 over 7.98 is equal to 31.9. Putting this value of theta in equation number 1, I find that F is equal to 9.39. Now in second part, F and theta are 9.5 and 30 respectively, and the acceleration of the ring is 1.5 meter per second square. Find the mass of the ring. As the ring is moving horizontally by a resultant force along the x-axis. When acceleration is produced, it means the ring is moving horizontally by a resultant force. So, forces on right side of the x-axis are only the F force. When we replace force F by 9.5 and the theta is replaced by cos 30, then it will become 9.5 cos 30, the horizontal component along positive x-axis, and minus 7.5 cos 60 minus 4.5 cos 20. These two components are acting on the left hand side, it means negative x-axis. So is equal to ma. It means by apply the second law of motion, so m is equal to 0.249 over 1.5. By simplifying this equation, I find that m is equal to 0.166 kg. Now, in the next questions, object of mass of 0.4 kg is released from the rest at a height of 1.8 meter above the surface of the water in the tank. There is no instantaneous change of speed when the particle enters the water. The water exerts upward force of this and this on the particle. Find the velocity of the particle at this instant when it reaches the surface of the water. It means the object is dropped from a height of 1.8 meter and it has mass 0.4 kg and it is moving towards the water tank with the acceleration of 10 meter per second square. So it means the initial velocity of the object should be 0 as it's dropped from the rest, and we will finding a final velocity. So u is equal to 0 meter per second, b is equal to find s is equal to height is equal to 1.8 meter. S means the distance which is covered by the object. So here I applied the second equation of the motion to as is equal to v square minus u square. So applying the values of a, s and u, we will find the v is equal to 6 meter per second. In next part, he is asking about the time after entering the objects in the water tank. When the object is entering in the water tank, its initial velocity is 6 meter per second. Final velocity, he says that the object is stopped before hitting the water tank. So final velocity is 0 meter per second. It means the object is in rest. M is equal to 0.4. Resisting force of water, the upthrust force of water is 5.6 Newton, and we should find the time here. According to second law of motion, we will find that the force with which the object is entering in the water is its weight. So F is equal to W. We applied a second law of motion. The resultant force is F minus resisting force is equal to Ma. Ma means object is moving with some acceleration. So here I applied the value of F is equal to W mg. It means 0.4 into G10 minus 5.6. The resisting force is equal to Ma. Here I find the value of acceleration. A is equal to 4 meter minus 4 meter per second h square. It means the object is decelerating and finally it will stop. By first equation of motion, v is equal to u plus at, u is 0 and v is equal to u plus at. So finally v is 0 minus u is 6, so is equal to minus 4t because a is minus 4. So here t is equal to 1.5 second. In the next equation, he asks that you should draw the graph of the object from the height of 1.8 meter falls toward the tank and then it will stops in entering the tank. First of all, here the velocity and time is 0 when object is starts to draw from rest. So first point I take 0 0 and second the highest value, greatest value, it means the maximum velocity of the object is 6 meter per second before hitting the water tank at time 0.6 seconds. And then the object is slowing down due to resisting force of the water, it means a thrust force, and finally it will stop after 2.1 second. The time before entering the tank is 0.6 and after entering in the water the time taken by the object is 1.5, so total time is 2.1. So graph is showing three coordinates 0 0 0.6 and 6 and finally 2.1 and 0. Now the question number 7 is about the question number 7 is about the derivative integration to find the distance, velocity and acceleration. Here I should explain some important things that if we derivate the distance we will get velocity, and when we derivate the velocity we will get acceleration. In the reverse order, when we integrate acceleration we will find velocity, when we integrate velocity we will find displacement or distance. So first what is about, show that the distance OP is 6.25 meter. It means V is equal to 0.6 t square minus 0.12 t cube, and we have to find the distance. So here I should conclude that the velocity of the body should be 0 when it starts its motion or when it's when it stops. So when the particle is at rest, so velocity is equal to 0 meter per second. It means when the object is moving from point O and moving towards another point, something else P. So after stopping at P, the object will move back or something else. So at P, the object is at rest. So V is equal to 0 is equal to 0 is equal to 0.6 t square minus 0.12 t cube. Here I find that t is equal to 5 seconds. It means the object moving from O to P takes 5 seconds. Hence, I should integrate because I have explained that if we integrate velocity, we will find the displacement or distance. By applying the limit is lower limit is 0 because when the object is moving, the initial time is 0. When it stops at P, the final time we will find that t is equal to 5 seconds. So 5 to 0. I will integrate this part and find the s is equal to 0.6 t cube. Use power rule of integration here. T power 2 plus 1 and then 3 and divided by 3 minus 0.12 t power 4 over 4, and hence I applied the upper limit and lower limit. Lower limit is 0 and the whole that term will become 0. So only for explaining here I should apply the upper limit and lower limit. When I applied upper limit, then 0.6 into 5 power 3 and 0.12 into 5 power 4. When we simplified this, so s is equal to 25 minus 80 equals to 2, so we will find the required answer 6.25 meters. Question number 5. This is P is threaded on a fixed smooth horizontal rod AB. Three horizontal forces of magnitude 4.5 Newton, 7.5 Newton and F Newton acts on the P. See in the diagram. Given that the three forces are in equilibrium, find the values of N theta. First, I have drawn all the component forces of these three main forces. The component forces of F Newton force are horizontal component is F cos theta and vertical component is F sin theta. In this way, the horizontal component of 4.5 is 4.5 cos 20 and vertical component is 4.5 sin 20. And the final force 7.5 Newton, the horizontal component of 7.5 Newton is 7.5 cos 60 and vertical is 7.5 sin 60. The components of both forces 4.5 and 7.5 are on the same side, left hand side of the ring P. No, according to the law of equilibrium, the forces along x-axis are taken as the sum of all the forces acting on x-axis should. In the third part, he is asking about the acceleration. In the previous part, I have found that the derivation of distance is equal to velocity, and when we derivate velocity, we will find the acceleration. So, derivation of velocity is dv/dt. Similarly, we apply the power rule here. Derivation of power rule, the power should be in the start, and 1 is subtracted from the power, so it will become a is equal to minus 2 meter per second square.